Welcome. So welcome back for some of you and welcome to others. My name's Leslie McKenzie and this is my daughter Jennifer Walsh. And we're a mother-daughter podcast that, we just did this about 3 months ago and this is our first opportunity to do it again. And we just spoke very candid last time. We just turned on the camera and spoke. And there was a lot of feedback. A lot of people wanted to hear more from Jen, and she's also an amazing poet. And I spoke of that last time, that she often writes some retching poetry. And so today I'd like to just hand it over to Jen, maybe speak a little of what she's experiencing, feeling, what she wants this podcast to be about, and then to speak her poetry.
So I'm Jennifer Walsh. I am very nervous. I have been trying to get out of my own head and put myself into this podcast. And it has been one of the most challenging things that I do. I live in my head. It is a constant back and forth battle of who am I? Who am I supposed to be? Who do I need to be? Who do they need me to be? And the whole time I've been thinking about this episode in this podcast, I always get stuck on what do they want to hear? What attracted, like, why do they want to hear from me? What is it I'm supposed to say? And on my drive over here today, I realized I never once asked myself, what do I want to say? What do I want to get across? Because everything is tainted a little bit. It's not real when I'm trying to say something and be accepted. And I always feel like I'm two people inside of my head. And I'm very aware of those two people. And one of those people is a very calm and collected, she's got it figured out, but she's never in control. The other girl is, I always like to think I'm a 15-year-old girl stuck inside of my head. I'm angry. It's powerful. It's overclouding. It's something I am aware of now, but I wasn't always. And no matter how much work I feel like I do, I cannot figure her out. I don't have a grasp on her. She always pops up again. There's something that I'm missing. There's something I'm not listening to. And she always wins. And lately what I've been thinking about is who am I? Who not who am I supposed to be? Because that's what I keep getting stuck on. But who am I? And I don't know. I don't have a good answer. I know that I am a different person when I'm at work. I am a different person when I'm a mom. I'm a different person when I'm with my boyfriend. I'm a different person when I'm with my family. But I don't know, of all those people, who I am. And it's been bothering me because it's exhausting to go put on a different outfit and be a different person everywhere I have to go. I feel like I'm supposed to say yes to doing these things or seeing these people. But I feel like I hide a lot of my actual self, and these people don't even know who I am. So why do they care so much? Why do they want to see me? Why I always feel like I'm putting on a mask to be presentable, but everyone knows so little about me. And that's what I feel is because I've spent my life trying to become something for somebody, and it's always something different depending on who that person is that I'm trying to be something for. Um, and I guess when I get really like in my head and I start getting super angry and I hear those voices from the little girl in my head, it's because I'm just tired. And I've spent so long creating this image and making myself presentable to be in public that I don't know how to start over and actually figure out, well, who do I want to be? Who do I become? Why do my words and my writing affect so many people? And I look at it and critique every single word and don't understand why anybody would like it. Why do I never feel good enough? Why do I always feel like I'm hiding something, that they can't really know me or nobody is going to like me? And not only why do I feel that, how do I feel better? And I never can quite figure that out. And
Do you feel better when you write?
yes and no. Sometimes when I write, it's even more annoying. I'm like, great, you wrote. Like, what does this mean? You already know all of this. You already know how you're feeling. You already know what, I guess, is bothering you, but you don't, where do you go from here? And I never go further. I always go back down. I spiral down. I spiral, then I write, then I feel a little bit better, but not fully, and then I spiral, and then I write. But there's never an end to the spiral.
So when you wake up in the morning, there's still a spiral going.
That's something that I've been thinking about a lot too, is when I am in a good mood, when I do wake up and I feel light and I feel smiley and my energy, I can tell from everyone around me, like they feel it too. That is not fake. That even though I have all these thoughts going on in my head, that is how I feel that day. And I like those days. But back to, I feel like I'm being fake because I feel differently, like inside, mentally, when I go home. But I'm not faking that energy that is around me that day. But on the opposite, when I wake up grumpy, not mentally very cloudy, I don't have patience at all for anything. Like I don't want to do anything. I don't look people in the eyes. I try my best to avoid everyone as much as I can until I get home, which is interesting because I'm a server
You're around people.
all the time. And that's actually, I like serving because I get to just be whoever I want at whatever table. And it doesn't matter. They don't know me, they don't expect me to be a certain way. They just I'm just supposed to serve them a meal. But I also, back to my what I was saying before, I am a different person at every table depending on what I feel like I'm reading, what I feel like I'm seeing or getting from those people. I will be different at every single table.
So are you mirroring the energy you sense from the different tables? Different.
Yes.
And so there's no judgment in that because they don't know or have anything to compare you to. So you get to just show up. And now are you still trying to be something else? You're still playing a role, or is that kind of fun? Is that more bits and pieces of you that you're just playing with?
It's the more fun of the two, but I think I don't know how not to
How not to what?
be like I don't know how to just be myself at every table. I don't know how not to do what I'm doing. I I don't I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. It's much more fun at work when it's different people all the time, and it's more like a game almost, but it's less fun when it's my actual life actually being affected. And relationships have always been an issue for me, and I don't know how to make one. I don't know how to let somebody see all of me far enough to have a relationship with somebody that you can actually have a relationship. There's always, you can see this much of me, but that's it. And you can't build off of that. You just
So how do you show up as you?
I don't know. I That's what I don't know. I've gotten so accustomed to what this bubble that I've been building myself in that I've lost actually who I am in that process. And it's very exhausting mentally.
Because you're keeping track of who you need to be?
Yes. And then you feel fake, you feel manipulative, you feel like you're tricking people. And yet it's not intentionally what I'm trying to do, but it feels that way.
How do you show up when you don't know who you are? You've been playing so many roles for so long. What if you decided this is who I want to be now and started creating who Jennifer Walsh is, or who Jen is, or Jenny is, or whoever it is that you want to be? And you began to create who she was.
That's what I like. I feel like in order to have these people that I do have around me, I have to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, I feel like whoever that girl is isn't good enough. It's not be that vulnerable. And these personas that I create keep me in control. And I can't let go of the control because I don't trust whoever might take it. Or I don't I don't I need the control, essentially. Like, I need to be in control of those relationships, of whatever, because if they don't work out, then I know, like, about my little secret that, oh, well, they don't really know you anyways, so it's not really, it doesn't matter that much. You never really had a relationship, you never invested too much. It's all just
a mask.
I'm not, yeah. uh,
So showing up as Jen, or as this, the real you, shall we say, makes you vulnerable. And if that's the real you and somebody does not like you or criticizes you or judges you or has a problem with you, that's an attack on who you are. And that's too much, too vulnerable for you to put yourself in that position. So with a mask, it's okay because it's like, I don't care if they didn't like this, rip off that mask.
yeah.
Now I know what they're expecting and who they want. So if I really want them in my life, then I know the right mask to put on. But if I don't want them, who cares? I don't care because it wasn't me anyway. So there's no vulnerability in putting on a mask.
Yes.
So it's the vulnerable. What if they see me for who I am and they don't like me, or they judge me, or they criticize me? I don't think I can handle that.
No. Yeah, exactly. It's in order to be vulnerable, I have to let go of the control, and I refuse to let go of the control. I'm like almost obsessed with it. It feels like a game in my head. And I don't necessarily like I don't mean I'm playing games, but like that's what it feels like. I like live in my dreams, and like lucid dreaming. I lucid dream all the time. And it's this person that I want to be and know that I can be, and she lives the life that I want to live. And it makes it hard to wake up sometimes. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm happy in that dream. And as soon as I wake up and I'm back to reality, it's like, here we go again. Where do you have to be today? Who are you dressing up as? What commitments do you have to make? Oh, you're gonna bail on this one again. Like, I don't I don't know how to actually be involved in my life because I'm stuck criticizing it. Like, I'm not living it. I'm critiquing it.
Protecting the vulnerable you.
Yeah. And like everything that I do, I like pick apart. I like, oh, you shouldn't have done this. You could have done this. You should have said it this way. And like, I'm saying like the way I say hi to a table sometimes. Like, I walk away and I'm like, can't believe you said hi that way. Why? Can't get out of my head.
So what if you went to your heart? What does that feel like?
I very shut down. I get very anxious. I start like shaking. I can't go there. I can't go there. There's a huge block. And I'm like, I know why, but I don't know how to get through it. I don't know how to stop being in control and let myself go down there.
To your heart.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Or is that just too scary?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, it's not that. No, I don't want to.
Yeah, you feel love.
I feel like I love a lot of the people the way that I wish I could feel love. And I do feel a lot of love for a lot of people. But I don't know how to give that to myself.
Or receive it either from others.
But yeah. And I think I talk about this like 15-year-old girl specifically, like me at 15, because that's the last time that I actually feel like I wasn't trying to be somebody I wasn't, when I was actually just a girl. And then life got in the way, things started happening, things started changing, and it was never about who I was, it was who was I supposed to be. And I don't know if I've ever felt innocent again. And I feel if I'm not innocent, then I'm tainted. If I'm tainted, then I'm fake or manipulative or whatever it is that day, that feeling. But I don't know how to just live. And I don't know how to just let go.
And everybody makes mistakes, but Jennifer can't. Like, do you think you are your mistakes?
I think, yeah, I guess ultimately I'm supposed to be perfect. If I'm putting on these masks and these disguises, they're supposed to be perfect. So if I make a mistake, then I'm not even doing that correctly. And I think something that, like, I speak like this and I think like this, but I don't hate my life either. I love a lot of things about it. I just wish that I didn't spend so much time avoiding the love of it because I don't feel like I'm good enough to enjoy it.
So where do you begin? Like, do you just keep going around in a circle? Get up, play the roles, go to bed. You want to get out, then it's too scary and you go back in. Where is Jennifer in all of that? I mean, she's in the dreams. You've said that. She's living the life in the dreams, but then she has to wake up to this reality. And she's not liking that. Then the roles begin to play.
Or just back to bed.
And those are the days you just don't want to get out of bed or show up.
Yeah. Can't put anything on that. They just
Mm.
this isn't working. It's starting to affect me faster. I'm angrier. I'm more miserable. I have way less energy. And if I don't make a change, then I'm going to lose control completely of everything.
So then it's not working so much being in your head or having control of everything.
No. And I know that, but that's the 15-year-old girl. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know everything.
I know her well.
I like that's who I can't get through to. Shocking.
Mm.
But you know,
Yeah. Do you want to get through to her? Or is she the one that's saving you?
I think for a long time she saved me, but she has run her course. And I don't know how to get rid of her, and she has had this power for so long. She won't give it like up. But I no longer think she's protecting me. I think it is hurting me. And I don't know how to remove her without making her feel like she's not good enough. See, nobody likes you. See, it was always going to be this way. Like, putting her back where the protection had to start from.
So what if you began making friends with her? Seeing the like what about like thank you. Thank you so much for protecting me and helping me survive this crazy ridiculous life. However, I we need to work together here because it's not working.
It's funny, I can talk about like these people in my head, these
Mhm.
conversations that I have. And as soon as you said, say thank you to her, I roll my eyes. I'm like, that's childish. Why would I do that? But I do it all the time, just the opposite direction.
Right. You're criticizing
I'm,
her, not
yes,
not thanking her.
yeah.
So there's enemies going on here, or it's fake in your head. It's
All
like,
in my head.
yeah. But the conversations in your head are normal. I have those all the time where it's I have to talk myself off a ledge. I can see myself going towards that old perfectionist judging person that I did not like that, yeah, protected me too at a certain time in my life. I needed that. I know I did until I didn't. But she's still very much a part of me. And I speak to her and she shows up and she shows up vulnerable. And that's when my doubts come in. And that's where, that, and I needed to talk to her. It's taken many, many years to develop a relationship with her where she doesn't sabotage me or completely make me think I'm a fraud. Or, yeah, just who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? This is not who you are. This is who you are. And she puts me back in my place. And it's taken me a while to go, no, that is not who I am. Not anymore. That's who I was. I get that. That's how I had to show up some days. That's who I was before I realized I didn't want to be that anymore. And then I started to make little changes. And so I don't want to push her out the door. I want her to experience what it feels like to be accepted and to be, it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to mess up. It's okay. But it has not been an easy journey. It has been fall down and get back up and fall down and get back up. And maybe mine hasn't been as severe as yours.
I get, like, I hear you say that and I believe you, but I feel like you go through it just so much more calmer. Like you're so put together. And I feel like when that happens to me, I'm like visibly a mess. Like my energy is bad. My that I don't know how to show up that way. Like I don't know how to go in front of people and be like, well, this is what I'm battling in my head right now, but I'm telling her to be quiet and hey, I showed up. Like I don't know how to do that.
Well, maybe that's not what you do.
And I don't know why it seems like it's, and this is also not fair, but why it just seems so easy for some people. And like
It's not,
I yeah.
right? It's not. And how we show up is different too,
Yeah.
right? Like if you can look at me and going, yeah, but now, granted, I was lucky enough to have, I taught fitness, I've taught yoga. I've had these tools that, well, I went, followed my heart, I guess, and did the things that I love to do. And thank God, because I think they saved my life. Honestly, they saved my life. I know that they did. Um, so I followed my passion, or they were lucky enough to just kind of happen for me. I had that avenue to go down. Um, so maybe it looked like it was easy. And now it's certainly, even in hindsight, I have to go, yeah, I think it was kind of easy, but it wasn't. When I go back, when I hear you speak, I'm like, I understand that. I do. I have felt that. I put on so many masks to be the good girl, to be what everybody wanted me to be, because the rejection of somebody not liking me was hurtful. Like I mean, this isn't about me, but that was my,
But it is.
but
It's
that
about
was
people
my
feeling.
story. I couldn't stand the rejection.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that somebody could see me and didn't like me. So there, I needed to put on the masks and be who they needed me to be. I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're the only ones. I think
Mhm.
that's what
We do it differently,
we do,
which
absolutely. And
is
that's what I mean. You don't
yeah.
have to show up like I show up like you show up. But eventually, well,
But if you
you go in and you make friends. You got to find that self-love, is in my opinion.
and that's another, like, it was easy for you because you wanted to do it.
Yeah, you're
And I
right.
am in my own way
Yeah.
100%. And that's what's frustrating is I know I'm so aware of it and I just won't get out of it. Like I do, but eventually I get back in it. There's never a clear path and like this is what I want to do, this is where I'm supposed to go, this is exactly what I need. Like there's not that. There's things that feel good at moments and then I'm back where I was.
So is it that nothing has really caught your attention? Like nothing, or it's like, yeah, there has been, but then they just fizzle off and then, nah, this isn't really what I want. Or is it just that nothing has actually held, like really grasp your attention, or many things have, but you just can't sustain it?
So yeah, I would say many things, not many things, specific things or multiple things, but alike things have. Before I get to like success, I've already trampled over my destination. I've built roadblocks myself and put them in my own way.
Yeah.
And when I get there, I've already convinced myself, oh, you're not get any further. And those are the words that I hear all the time.
So let's say this, I'm gonna, for the sake of just making my language, this 15-year-old girl is like your ego. And
Yeah, that's exactly.
your ego wants to be right. So even at the expense of your success, she wants to stand up and say, see, I told you you couldn't do it. See, I told you you were not good enough. See, I told you.
The control I need is in being right, no matter what being right means for me.
Yeah.
It
Being
doesn't.
right that you're a failure.
Yeah,
At least
but
you're
I'm
right. Yeah.
And because I know I'm right, nobody could come and tell me, "Oh, you're a failure." Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Already
Yeah,
told myself that. Got it.
yeah.
Nobody
Like,
can
you
tell
can't
me
hurt me by
anything.
telling me that because I've already.
You've already told yourself.
I've already. Yes, I've already.
Beat yourself up already. There's
I'm
nothing.
numb to it because I've already done it myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
Yeah. Read it.
Yes. Excuse my language a little bit.
And you never swear, so you do in your writing?
But I do when I'm writing, actually. I
Okay.
sometimes
Not the stuff you send to me. Well, maybe a little bit.
wish I wasn't such a fuck up, wish I better
So does
set
your-
my life up, wish I loved being alive, but the damn truth is I ain't afraid to fucking die. Walking dead, living suicide, no disrespect, but I don't feel alive. Smiling always, but there's another side. This damn depression is more than a feeling. It's consuming. Moments of happiness are fleeting. I feel undeserving. And man, I'm convincing. If love is unconditional, why do I always pay a fee? Overwhelmed, impossible to please. Everyone is happy as long as I'm their version of who I pretend to be. It seems in their feet, everyone forgot about the actual me, including yours truly. Wish I wasn't such a fuck up, wish I better set my life up, wish I loved being alive, but the damn truth is I ain't afraid to fucking die. The girl in the mirror I hardly know, or rather the reflection of the disguise I chose to show. The one burning bridges playing with flames, she's been taught that life is a game. I talk about her in person in attempt to wipe my slate clean. That was fun. Back to reality. Every time I wake up angry, I hear the voice of 15-year-old me. I will never be that way. But the parents of the kid who suffered are not to blame for the aware adult making the same mistakes. Wish I wasn't such a fuck up. Wish I better set my life up. Wish I loved being alive. But the damn truth is, I ain't afraid to fucking die. Queen of my own strife. Surprise, it's my hand with my knife. Johnny Cash said it best. I hurt myself just to feel alive. Self-destruction. I walk that line every time. Handcuffed to the dysfunction. Officer, arrest me. I haven't been trying. Who am I kidding? I'm wearing the uniform. Manipulative conform. And what do you know? My other hand is cuffed to control. Know the story of the two wolves. I knowingly feed the storm. I've been here before. I'm not forced anymore. I said yes to the power, engaged, showing off the ring of fire. Wish I wasn't such a fuck up. Wish I better set my life up. Wish I loved being alive. But the damn truth is, I ain't afraid to fucking die. 2020 vision, third eye blind, throwing shade on my own sight. There's that debate of the darkness and the light. Thing is, I don't remember what I think is right. Other people's standards clouding my mind. I don't need their forgiveness. I need mine. Wish I wasn't such a fuck up. Wish I better set my life up. Wish I loved being alive. But the damn truth is, I ain't afraid to fucking die. A butterfly in yellow jacket clothing. The problem isn't fitting in, it's belonging. Ouch, that stings. Hard exterior, crumpled wings. I've mastered the art of blending. Maybe I'm a chameleon. Try out whichever color fits for the situation I'm in. What outfit is next on the list? Back in the closet, I'm sick of this. I'm a one-man wolf pack in black sheep's clothing. I'm not fooling anyone, my mind's still whack.
Yeah.
On topic.
It's on topic. So how does that feel to read that?
I like reading my writing like that. So no matter what is going on in here, I feel like I wrote, I like what I wrote.
like it feels truthful. It feels you. It feels, now what about, I don't care what anybody thinks about it. Like, what if somebody criticized that?
And I struggle with that sometimes, but it's more so not necessarily someone criticizing it. What I have a tough time with is a lot of people, instead of hearing my writing, worry about me. And it's not about worrying about me, it's hearing what I'm trying to say without feeling like somebody is upset with that I'm feeling that way, or worried about what I might do, or like it takes the power out of the writing, and it makes me once again feel like, oh, like someone's worried about you, someone's expecting you to mess up, someone's this and this and this, and it's not about that. It's about the expression that I'm able to make, and that in itself, I think, if I was going to go do something, I wouldn't be sitting there writing that.
So you're not writing to as a call for help.
No.
You're writing to get what's here and here out.
To try to let people understand me, and they need to.
What about you understand you?
And that.
Because I think with that kind of writing, who gives a shit if somebody criticizes it? That's you.
But
that's
yes,
what you're feeling. That's valid. And if somebody has any judgment on that to say, you know, again, if it's them that needs to come and save you,
yes,
that's their thing, not you.
but I take that on.
I know you
very,
do.
very, very strongly.
Right. And I know you do. And it's,
Yeah.
and it's like, and that's where I think you need to stand in your, hey, this isn't a call for help. This is me being me.
My power is in my writing.
Yes.
And that,
yeah,
I have to hold on to that.
And that's a lifeline. That is something that, like I said, I had my lifeline. Maybe that's yours.
Well, that's where me and 15-year-old relate. Right? That's where we
come together.
But yeah. So that's where that's where I guess learn who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's not always pretty, doesn't have to be.
See, here's you don't have to apologize. Not that you're apologizing. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? You're
defending. I'm pre-critiquing. I'm saying
you do not need to defend any of that. That was raw, that was real, that was you. And there's no, you don't have to defend any of that. I think that's beautiful. There's so much of that I know a lot of people, so many, I don't know if it'll be more girls that relate to it. The one that I had not read this before. She asked me if I wanted to know what she was going to read, and I said, no, I don't. So I've read a lot of her poetry, but not that. But the one thing was, I can fit in, but I don't belong.
Fitting in isn't the problem, it's belonging.
It's belonging.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, that one. Yeah. And that's what you explain when you say I put on the mask.
That's why I deal with it. It was like,
but where do I belong? Maybe that's a good question. Maybe that's another poem. That's another poem. Yeah. Where do I belong?
Well, that's why I think I find like fairy tales and fantasy like that so fascinating too. It's because it's the innocence, the 15-year-old. Like I keep going back to that. Like there was a time where life was not, I didn't feel this way about life. And it makes me sad that I do kind of want to. I don't always, but I do most of the time. Really, it's not even, oh, you're better than this, because it's not about being better or worse. It's just, I gotta find my love again, my passion, my spark. And it's been a lot harder this time around than it ever has been. And that's because I've just put myself in so many different pieces that there's no core anymore. And it scares me to have to reinvent that and let go of all of my security blankets and cushions and just be me.
Get to the core of who you are. I think that was a beautiful poem, like raw. And I think that's your way to find that girl and that core. And something you said is you used to be like you used to love the fairy tales and now you don't. And you know what's so interesting? I was always a serious kid, so serious. And even fairy tales, I'd be like, they either scared me or I rolled my eyes at them like, yeah, right. Or they terrified the heck out of me. I never really liked fairy tales. I was too serious. Now at 55, I'm all over the fairy tales and the superheroes and the
They still fascinate me. Just makes me sad that what I like is the magic in them. Is it like
yes.
I used to believe that life was magical, and I
Mhm.
don't believe that anymore. I don't I don't believe that, and I want to so badly, but I don't. And so I gotta get back there.
Find your magic. Find your
Yeah.
magic. Find your magic. Thank you, Jen. I love you.
You.
Thanks for sharing that and sharing your oh your you did you shared and I know that was not easy for you, so thank you.
Love you. You.